In a world where leaders arise,
Just the leader that
a world where our beliefs serves many purposes, one that will blind our hearts and our decisions, whilst another will guide us and help us live through our future generations. Through this confusion, one boy
can't escape religion.
will find an answer to this madness. Okay, so I'm pretty much outside Fraser Heights Secondary. I'm gonna go into the library and interview some people. So yeah, let's go. So what do you think of religions?
I think religion is a group of people following a set of rules and following a specific leader.
Honestly, I'm indifferent. I have an open mind, and I don't judge anybody based on what religion they follow.
I think religions are a good way to live and to follow rules.
That they're sexy, and some religions I don't really get because you can't eat for like until sundown.
I think religions are some people's way of life. There's rules that they follow, and it's how they live their lives.
And some I kind of like because they're go to church and like the church that I went to once, you gotta like play games and stuff. And yeah.
Well, I think religion is how a person would like live, like how he would live how he or she would live his life based on what the person's beliefs are. Yeah.
Religion is a great thing in the world.
So, I guess it helps us in a way. It helps us in a way.
I think religion can be good for some people, but I think that for some other people, they don't feel accepted, they don't feel like they're part of it, they feel left out. So sometimes it makes people feel like they belong, and sometimes it makes people feel like they're left out.
Okay. What do you think is the source of power for religions?
Well, I can only, for example, look at the Catholic religion, and it's very male-dominated, which doesn't reflect our world anymore. Our world, there's female doctors, there's female lawyers, but they won't allow females to be priests or bishops or even the Pope. So that power has got to change. People following religions, they get information from like a certain holy book or like a leader. So that's pretty much where power comes from.
Religion? I'm not sure, but I think like power for religion comes from like the priests, the rabbis, and the major gods and their belief. That's where the power comes from.
The churches?
I think the source of power for religions.
Like, where does the power come from?
Oh, the temples. I think that power comes from the temples because, like, that's where they do all their praying and worshiping, and all their gods are there. Yeah.
People and their money and their sky.
Very particular, from that very particular religion, their leader or their god, and they just follow them, follow their. Yeah.
I think it's in people's souls. I think it's it's something that people they hold on to. They it's something, it's a source of power, it's a source of enlightenment, it's a source of energy and safety, peace, and so I think it's within.
Where do you think the power of religions come from?
I think it comes from just the leader that they have to follow, because the leader is kind of like the base of the religion.
Religion has affected society a lot. It influences us on our decisions and how we live our lives. If you look at third world countries like Syria, Yemen, and Afghanistan, the people there are suffering from disease, poverty, and famine. Now, if one religion makes an appearance and helps them by giving them shelter, or medicine, or food, what do you think the people would do? The answer is easy. The people would serve the religion for the rest of their lives and give their complete devotion to them. While this is happening, if you look at the other side of the scale and you look up the top 10 richest people in the world, you notice that majority of them are either Christian or atheist. Even if they do follow belief, it doesn't really affect their decisions. So you could say that people in poverty or who are suffering in third world countries can be easily influenced by religions, and people who are living the good life aren't influenced by religions by a lot. Just as human beings evolve, religions evolve as well. As we grow and learn things, religions have to improve to sustain its current power in this world that constantly changes. If it doesn't, it will look stupid. For example, one religion says that some kind of God created water, and then kids learn that about the water cycle, and then water is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom, then what's the point? In this case, instead of going against the facts, you could go around them. Like, don't say that water is created by God. Instead, say that God created atoms. As a result of this, the belief would be more believable, and the religion would gain more respect. An even better example would be Confucianism. The philosopher Confucius lived his life during a political turmoil. Through these tough times, he's learned many things, and so he put together his belief system. What is the point I'm trying to get to? Well, Confucius is the person, and Confucianism is his belief system. As he earned new things, he put his newfound knowledge in his belief system. So when he grew, the belief system grew. When we evolve, religion evolves. This question was hard to answer. It took a lot of research and thinking. What I found was that religions play different roles depending on what conflict is taking place. I'll be looking at 3 different conflicts during 3 different time periods. The first one I'll be looking at are the Holy Crusade during the times of 1096 BCE to 1272 BCE. Just so you know, that time period wasn't just one whole crusade, but there were actually 9 crusades that happened. Anyways, the crusades happened because the Christians wanted the Holy Land back. At that time, the Muslims had control of the Middle East. Many Christians took arms as crusaders and went to places like Jerusalem to fight. The idea of taking the Holy Land back was just an excuse for some of the crusaders to go around robbing houses for money. In the end, the Christians had control of Jerusalem. then lost it, and went home, with money, fame, and women. In this conflict, the Christians played as the oppressors, and the Muslims played as the oppressed. Religion takes the role of causing the war. The next one I'll be going over is World War II. During the times of 1930, yeah, there were some things before the war that happened, to 1945. During this time, the Nazi Party was the head of the German government, and its leader, Adolf Hitler. As you all know, Hitler was an anti-Semitist, genocidal, Jew-hating dictator. On March 23, 1933, a bill called the Enabling Act was passed. This allowed Hitler his supreme power, and it confirmed his dictatorship. With this power, he built camps called the Holocaust. He then sent millions of Jews to the Holocaust camps to be starved, tortured, gassed, and killed. In this conflict, Hitler was the oppressor and the Jews were the oppressed. Religion took the role as the victim. The cause of this war was Adolf Hitler. The third and final conflict was 9/11, which happened on September 11, 2001. What happened was that Muslims hijacked airliners and crashed them into the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and they almost hit the White House. What was the cause of this? Well, a man of Muslim background named Osama bin Laden went around persuading people in the Middle East to attack the USA. One of his phrases were, "If you die, you will go to a better place." The people who wanted to serve him became members of Al-Qaeda, which is a terrorist group. This event was pretty much like the Crusades, except there's no rewards, it's the other way around, and technology is better. In this conflict, it's not the Muslims but Osama bin Laden himself is the oppressor, and the Americans are the oppressed. Religion plays as an excuse for terrorism. With the information I found, it seems that religion causes these conflicts. But if you look closely, you'll realize that it's not religion that causes these things, but instead it's the people who abuse or discriminate religions. What I was looking for were some differences between the three religions that were involved in the conflicts I mentioned before, and how these differences may have caused these conflicts. What I really found from my research was not what I expected. Now, all of you are probably getting bored of me just talking about stuff, and I bet $5 that someone fell asleep. So I have something new for y'all, and excuse me for my horrible English. Welcome to Religion TV. I'm your host, Billy Bob Stevenson. Today's co-host will be one of the world's top-known professors in religion. Please welcome Tom Chow. Hey, I heard that cough. Do you have the sore throat? So then, Professor Tom Chow. Oh, please call me Tom. Oh, okay. Tom, what differences are there in the top 3 most debated religions? Well, they are different, but the same in many ways. You see, all 3 religions, they have their own holy book to live by. They also only have one God to follow, and they also have the same result, or what happened to you in the afterlife, which is like the reward or like the punishment. They have a place to gather and pray to the God or to the Spirit, and they want to live happily ever after in a family. And these 3 religions, Professor Chow, what would you choose to follow? You make me want to convert to a different religion? I don't like it. I don't want to be on this show anymore. Okay? No, I don't want to. Goodbye. See you all later. The professor has spoken. Thank you for your time, and we'll now be going on our break. There are many different paths the world could take if there weren't any religions. What I found were actually two possible worlds without any beliefs. One of them is a world like the Wild West, a world where there aren't any laws, almost uncivilized, and you can do whatever you want, but the only problem is in this world is that people abuse technology and will probably shoot you dead. Religion is kind of like a code of conduct to live by. It lets us come together as a family and have faith that something good will happen and also live in harmony. Religion keeps us civilized and holds us back from doing anything bad. The second world I thought of was quite frankly the complete opposite of the world before. This world is a more primitive one, but without the killing. In this world, life would be boring since nobody would want to further investigate in things. Let's say that man sees lightning for the first time. He'll probably make his own prediction of how lightning came and move on. He would not try to do what Benjamin Franklin did, and I doubt Ben would even exist. Albert Einstein once quoted that science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. This further backs up my point that this world would be boring and that technology would be quite primitive. Now, the point that I'm trying to get to is that we can't escape religion. It's a part of who we are. It's made up of all of our beliefs and what we think, all of which we learned through our past mistakes. And we implement them into an organized religion, which teaches us how to live and not make those same mistakes again.